Hey, welcome to the Cigar Room. Today I have a very special guest. I'm really excited that he came by and I get the opportunity to sit down with him today. And this artist, visionary, producer, everything in one, I'm telling y'all, this right here is going to be a great interview. I've been looking forward to it. Today in the Cigar Room, I got the opportunity to sit with Dreyskonie.
What up, y'all?
Man, I really appreciate you coming through, man.
No,
this is very big and great for the Cigar Room. I'm really excited I get this opportunity. So, man, we're gonna start from the beginning, man. Talk about, kind of how you started, those roots.
All right. Shout out to Dewey though, for having me on the Cigar Room. I really appreciate, being interested, first of all.
Absolutely.
But I basically got my start in Detroit in church.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised in a family where my grandfather's a pastor, my dad's a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather, the church though, is my mom's dad.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up in my mom's dad's church, and basically at 6 years old, I just had access to being able to play the drums, and from there, when I was about 9, I used to always bother my grandma about trying to play the organ with her.
Mm-hmm.
She sent me over to a piano, and basically, I knew how to play the piano. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to play it, but I was picking the right notes. You know what I'm saying? So
it sounded good what you was hearing back.
Yeah. So my grandfather picked up on it, and he kind of like made an announcement that we got a new piano player. And so it kind of started with that. Like,
was you nervous?
I was nervous as shit.
Man,
like
he just hit you like
old,
that?
You know what I'm saying? I was nervous, but he heard me. So he brought me he brought me on the pulpit after that. And then my grandmother, she taught me a little bit more detail on how to play chords. She was like the first person to like these are the structured chords. If you could play these chords, you could play anything. So she taught me those chords. And that kind of like put in my mind what to do, you know what I'm saying? So what they did was they let me play every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. They let me play the piano or the drums, because I already knew how to play the drums. So I kind of got my craft started there, and I started writing songs for real, like 12. I didn't really want to be in the choir because I thought it was corny. Like, I don't want to sing in the choir. Like, but I was writing songs, so I asked my grandfather. Shout out to my grandfather too, Yorkville, Florida, man. He not doing too well right now. So shout out to my grandfather.
Bless up, prayers up.
But he started letting me perform my songs at church, the ones that I would write. And
at 12 years old?
At 12 years old.
Man, what was you singing about at 12 years old, man?
There was gospel songs.
Okay.
I was singing about God, for sure.
Yeah.
And just where I was in life and shit.
Wow.
I thought about, the world. And even to this day, them songs ain't old, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like they like revelation songs almost, it's weird. But being able to do that, I dibbled and dabbled in like the trumpet, saxophone, like in school and stuff, percussion and all that. But being able to have that access to being on stage in church and stuff like that and being put on the spot, it kind of helped me I guess build my craft, working my craft.
And you had to open up early.
Yeah, I got to open up early. Open up early. Being no shy.
Man,
I had my little brother. He used to be so shy. He used to cry. And I used to always make fun of him. So I couldn't be shy. I had to be the example.
Did you feel like initially you had confidence kind of already in you, or did it really it took some time and development to get to that point?
To be honest with you, I had confidence, but I never thought I was as good as everybody else for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was good. The people around me was telling me I was good. People in my network was telling me I was good. And I knew I had something. I knew I felt it. But when I would go out there and be compared to the other churches or everybody else, everywhere else, it's everybody was always more advanced. You know what I'm saying? So it used to mess with me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it never stopped me, I guess.
Yeah, I know. Some of the people, the confidence, some people can't look at the crowd. Some people got to look off into the sky. Yeah. Some people,
close their eyes.
Close their eyes, absolutely. So it's as good as somebody is their craft. the performance aspect of it, sometimes it takes a little bit more longer to build the confidence to do it. Yeah. And some people can't wait to get out there.
But see, too, yeah, that's true. But you just got to pay attention to like yourself and the crowd. Like I was able to learn that early. My gospel songs wasn't about how I looked on stage. You see what I'm saying? It was all about making them feel something. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I learned how to make people feel and how to feel and really feel something. You know what I'm saying? And really express that through music.
Yeah.
And connect with people. Like when I would do my songs at church, like it'll be a moment where, you know, I probably start something. I start some more worship. People start praying. And I would start something. You know?
Yeah.
It was like I knew it was a gift. You know, I knew it was like an anointing. So I knew I had something. So because of that, you know, I just stuck to my faith in it, I guess. You know But a lot of people told me to quit. A lot of people told me I wasn't good enough.
I feel like a lot of people, I like when you say gift, because it's certain people who, listen, like, you know, like even from training someone's voice, you can train somebody to potentially hit some type of note or hold a tone.
You can.
But when it's just kind of naturally can come out of you, that's different. When I see it's a gift. And I tell people all the time, it's look around you.
It's a language.
You may know 20 people around you, 30 people around you. Who else can do it the way you do it, deliver it, have the impact you do? Then you see you realize what you have is an actual gift.
I used to be mad because speak multiple languages. Then I started realizing what gift I had. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, that's my other language. You see what I'm saying? So like, I'm not mad no more.
That's,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a dope way to look at it.
So it's like, you know, I got my way of communicating with the world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like, I know what it is.
I agree with you, absolutely. I feel like, you know, you could talk to somebody and you talk to them and they hear your ears. Yeah. But then you sing a song and they hear you in their spirit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I really feel like that.
About,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's why it's so deep to, you know, care about what you talk about. You know, I think, you know, having some type of conscience has always stopped, you know, or I wouldn't say stop, but like, cause ain't nothing stopping me for real. But, but it's just, you know, I feel like, you know, I can't be what everybody else is. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be what's true to me. You know,
absolutely.
I still love women though. You know, I still love the party. You know, but I'm conscious about it. You know.
So now you, 12-year-old. 12-year-old. Now you graduate. Now you getting older. You getting better at your craft. The people are being more and more receptive to you. Your name's starting to ring. Now we got the 18 to 22-year-old Dreyskonie. How's Sconey? How is the 18 to 22-year-old Sconey? How's his impact on the world around him?
Around that time, I had moved to Chicago. I had like up and moved to Chicago out of nowhere.
What?
Yeah, like out of nowhere. I
shout out to the GO though.
Yeah, I dropped out of school and everything. Like I just disappeared. So like the next time people saw me, you know, I was working on music. I had a little studio in my room, just working on the craft, producing. You know what I'm saying? Writing little songs here and there, but it wasn't really going nowhere. Like, I would do like little open mics and shit throughout Chicago. It wasn't really going nowhere. I remember I performed like a gospel song at a club in Chicago.
Like, wow, you did the Gladys Knight on.
Yeah, you know, I was the one that
I could do bad about myself.
Yeah, I did a gospel song at the club. It was DJ V-Dub was there. I remember him. He's still doing his thing. But then I ended up getting picked up for this MTV show, Making the Band, and that kind of changed my life. Yeah. So that kind of like was like, okay, you can really do this shit. You know. So it was like, it was an eye opener. It turned from me just being somebody in my room making beats, making songs.
If you don't mind me asking, like, why Chicago?
Chicago, I had family there.
Okay.
And that's really why I went, because of the family I had there. So when I up and left, I didn't just leave by myself. I went with some family.
Did something kind of draw you, like summers in Chicago? Like, man.
It was more so I loved the family I had in Chicago. Okay. And I was ready to leave Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't like my family situation. At the time, I felt like I was probably more young and stubborn at the time, not listening to my parents type shit, you know what I'm saying? And I just felt like I'd be better off on my own or something.
Man, well, we didn't know.
Yeah. So I left, but you know, it did turn me into a man. Like, you know, I ended up on making a band. I'm going to New York. You know, doing a show, getting some notoriety out of my craft.
How was New York, man? How was beautiful?
First time experience too at that moment. So to be able to go out there with like the cameras and like the limousines and just like feel like a star, it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? And like it went by so quick though. Like, you know, it was a good moment though. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And when I got that taste of it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I got that so close,
when
so
you
I
got
was
that
on TV,
bug,
everything,
yeah.
bro, you know, like when I got that taste of it, it was just like, okay, I need more. You know, I need more. I got addicted to it. I had my daughter at the same time that I left for the show. So I got a 15-year-old daughter. Shout out to Amaya. I'm gonna pick her up tomorrow. But like she was born and I left to do the show. And I just remember around that time it was so much pressure to be like, just had to work, and I thought it was gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up doing that, and then going after I did the show, I got cut like halfway through the show. And then I joined this group called Quiet Storm. It was like a boy band. We had some success in Chicago. We ended up moving to Atlanta, and we got signed to Usher's mom. And we rolled that out for a little while. At the time, we didn't feel like they had enough faith to push us, like as a group. We were doing pretty good.
If you don't mind me asking, was this during the time when she wasn't managing Usher anymore?
It was literally like right at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Like I was around all of that shit.
Oh, yeah.
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 I was around when Bieber came in the building.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, I understand. That's their business.
Yeah. So like, you know, now they was crafty about their shit too. They didn't always let everybody see everything. You know what I'm saying?
But shout out to her because she had a vision for Usher, and I remember seeing a documentary about that and everything. She helped with that.
We ended up becoming
she know a star.
Group. Yeah, because she was like, I can do this. She was like, I can still do this. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, things didn't work out because, like, you know, it was a recession.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, she, you know, not to get too much in detail, but, you know, we were looking for more distribution. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That just wasn't coming for us. You know what I'm saying? So it got a little tough. And, you know, after a while, we just was like, all right, we was being stubborn, not thinking nothing happened for us. You know, we just wanted to get out of our contract. So she let us out. And that kind of messed up the group. We kind of broke up after that.
Wow.
I kept going. Came back to Detroit.
Yeah.
Got my feet grounded a little bit.
Was that your first signing? Yeah.
Outside of the show, outside of making a band, they made us sign a contract with Bad Boy.
Okay.
But
so here we are, 2 contracts in. The journey.
Yeah, the journey. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, I get back to Detroit out of my contract with Usher's mom. And I just kept going. Just started recording. I didn't quit the group right away. It was kind of like a fadeaway thing that happened. But, you know, kept going. The songs I was recording, you know, I started seeing I still had potential. So I just kept going, started doing shows. And because, like, being around Usher and all them, like, I call him my sensei. The dude that discovered Usher, he kind of like he helped us. My bad, Mike.
You're right.
He helped us. His name 𝐒𝐤𝐴LEXANDER. So like he trained us. He would wake us up like boot camp every morning. Wake us up 6 a.m.
See, this during the times when we had actually artist development.
Artist development. He had us running around the building 30 times a day. You know what I'm saying? Like had us pushing the car, singing. You know, he had us doing so much shit. You know, I implement this now. I do vocal lessons. So I implement a lot of shit with people. He taught me. And we also had the pleasure of working with this lady named Jan Smith. Mama Jan. Mama Jan was vocal coach for Usher, Beyonce, you name it. Bieber. She was on Bieber's movie, Mama Jan. You name it, she worked with him. You know what I'm saying? And so we was able to actually get that. And so by the time I came back to Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
I was like advanced. You see what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying? Like,
And
it
I
was
bet.
just like
Yeah.
I was a little usher. Or
Yeah.
something.
But
You know what I'm saying?
let me ask, you know, after that process, after you go through those different things, you're in the. It's and I'm just kind of from the outside looking in, thinking about it, like feeling like you almost touching making it, if you will, and then it kind of disperses and it does it for a second time, and like some people can go into depression behind that, like, and
tell me about
you telling me,
didn't.
but on top of that, you telling me I kept going, I kept hearing you say that, I kept going, I kept going. Where does that drive come from?
I think part of it having a daughter, being an example. I really don't want her to see me quit. That's a big thing. You see what I'm saying? I feel like if she don't see no success out of this, I think it's gonna hurt her views on the world.
Wow.
I really do, because I'm an example.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so I have to be successful in this somehow. So it's a lot of pressure on me on that for that.
Mm-hmm.
I've already invested so much in it.
Yeah.
This is me. This is what I do. You know what I'm saying? I can't like renege in a sense. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of it. And I believe, man. I believe I have a purpose. It's hard to let go of purpose. You know what I'm saying? And I was raised in a spiritual upbringing, so it's like I understand those things. And I think if I didn't have that understanding, I probably would have lost faith.
Yeah.
Probably would have gave up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I do have a support system. I don't get my numbers like on the internet that I would dream to have. Like, it's happening around me.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers is showing me in person. I go anywhere, somebody know who I am now.
Man, I'm telling you, that's one of the things I think people get caught up in, the facade of what it looks like. Yeah. And the biggest thing about that I thought was, man, just keep putting in the work. I'm a big believer in, no matter what you believe in, that the universal law of faith without works is dead. I believe that's a universal law. I think that you actually have to put in work. You had to believe. You can talk about it all day, but actually putting in that work as well, that's what's going to bring it in. And I can't get distracted by what is or isn't moving. I got to keep moving and keep going.
And that's the thing, too. A lot of people wanted me to shift into sounding more like a rapper and doing certain things. Mm-hmm. And I almost got away. I almost lost some of my ability to sing, man, just not doing it.
Yeah, that was one of my questions. How did you stay true to the core of you?
Like, man, I paid attention to what I was doing. And then when I performed live, like I said, I already had that artist development. So when I perform live, it's something else. You know what I'm saying? It brings me back to the church roots. It brings me back to when I first started playing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything kind of brings me back to loud music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I started making more music like that instead of just trying to be like the R&B dude, Yeah. Like, I don't need to compete with Chris. I don't need to compete with Trey. I don't need to compete with nobody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, they doing that, they doing it good. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna get in like my way. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like if people fuck with it, they gonna fuck with it. If they don't, they don't.
Because if you get caught up in, I believe trends end. And when they do, what do you do? What are you left with?
Yeah, music.
What are you gonna do? Like, the talent and capability you have, you've invested it so much in one way of doing it. What happens when it switches up? You're like, oh, now you doing this now?
And then when you compete with music, it takes the enjoyment out of it. Because I actually enjoy a lot of music. Yeah. So it's like, it's hard for me sometimes to agree with like how a lot of artists feel about certain type of music. Like when they say rap is dead, when they say R&B is dead, I don't really believe that. You know what I'm saying? I actually disagree with them. Yeah. I feel like it's fusion music. It's shit that's happening. Shit is changing. Yeah. People are taking their interpretations and reinterpreting it. Yeah. Everything they hear to something new. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's up to you to like it or not. You know what I'm saying? But this is just interpretations. And so, everybody got a story to tell. Some people would rather tell other people's stories. I'm going to tell my story. Yeah. I'm going to be true to me.
Man, I can appreciate that, man. Like, I really appreciate that. And it helped you be the talent you are today and the star you are today.
Thank you, bro.
And, shout out to the Stab Lab.
Shout out to the Stab Lab.
I heard you say on a podcast, inspiration for you was Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I loved Michael Jackson as well. I'm born in the '80s, and but it's just a couple more I'm a huge fan of. I thought Morris Day was the coolest dude on planet Earth. I thought he was Morris Day at the time was just, and I thought
all of them dudes kind of
and I felt like I wanted to be Roger Troutman when I grew up. I wanted so bad, but Prince to me was like the Titans to me were Michael Jackson and Prince. You know what I mean? But before them, it like James Brown, like I was mesmerized looking at them. Like I'm like, dog, like he is these icons. Like I'm mesmerized looking at them. But I'll tell you what, when I heard
him more lately than I have before.
Man, I heard, I'm hearing voices along the years, L.J. Reynolds, I'm Isley Brothers, and I'm listening to all these old records I'm growing up. But man, when I tell you, when I first heard Beat It, right?
Thank you.
When I first heard Beat It, and I heard the guitar licks in there, and I'm not sure, I think it was Eddie Van Halen. And I first heard that, and I heard doom, 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 doom. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, but then I hear how Michael Jackson is singing over it. Dog, he coming with the like. I was mesmerized looking at that. You know what I mean? Just to hear it.
About Mike was so in tune with that shit. Like, I wouldn't be surprised like if he came up with that riff. He told him to play. That's how Mike. He couldn't play the shit. Yeah. But he would tell niggas what to play. Yeah. Like literally, I know he did that for Billie Jean. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like if you look it up on YouTube, it's a bunch of different versions. Like studio versions of Billie Jean. But like he wasn't a musician, but he heard it in his head. He would make them do it in the studio.
I believe he's absolutely. This was his. This was what he played with. This musician is everything about him. That was his musicianship, and I feel like that part, like his visionary, like what you just said, like what the things that he can envision for somebody.
He was around his brothers. They all played instruments.
Absolutely.
He
like
knew what that shit was.
Like
he
man,
had to do it.
But for me, like it's some artists that I really felt like were a big impact on my life, and I people throw out top 5 and stuff, and I like. Mount Rushmore of artists. Is there a set of artists that are on your Mount Rushmore?
Mount Rushmore, definitely got to put Mike on there.
Okay.
I feel like I got to put Stevie Wonder on there too.
Yeah.
And a lot of people might disagree with this. And I might be skipping over a lot of people. I'm about to put Future on there. And if I had to put one more person.
Oh man, how you felt about it is how you feel about it.
Yeah.
The way impact they made.
One more person I got.
And speaking to that real quick, I feel like we gonna hear March Madness 20 years from now, and we gonna be like, man.
Exactly.
The way, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the way I feel when I hear Toss It Up, I can Jonas, you know what I'm saying? And Aaron Hall, you know what I mean?
I probably would have put Kanye on that before. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I got like producers I feel like that about. So it's probably.
So artistry impact. Who makes that 4th spot for you in the Mount Rushmore?
Probably Pharrell.
Pharrell.
Jones is one of the two.
Oh wait. I understand the toss up.
Yeah,
I understand the toss up because
between them two.
You know what I'm saying? Like me, I had like Marvin Gaye and Prince and Michael Jackson, and then it was like
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like I study Marvin. I study Al.
It was a big toss up for me with James Brown, and I shouldn't be saying this. I feel like it's almost disrespectful. James Brown and David Ruffin.
I study David. I study Eddie Kendrick.
I felt Eddie Kendrick was like.
You know what I'm saying? Like I study people.
I remember I first heard that Alicia Keys song. I'm like, that's intimate friends. But you know what I mean? These guys it was a toss up for me. But I just David Ruffin was one of those guys. I get
a lot from David.
Man, if he had more time, like he would.
It's the roughness in his voice. Too.
Man, and he could still hear a statue of a fool and how he could still go to the falsetto like that. That's amazing to me. Somebody can go to a falsetto from that rasp voice like that. I do a
lot of that too.
Cool. Yeah, you do.
I do a lot of.
Yes, you do. Yeah. Amazing talent right here, ladies and gentlemen. So man,
I study. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's my thing. I feel like. For any artist out there, whatever you're going to decide to do, whatever lane you're going to be in, And that's why I chose the lane that I'm in too. You know what I'm saying? After being live, and coming up around the, you know, I didn't really get to listen to Motown like that, but it was like that.
It was in your new, it's in your new body of work though.
Playing, you know
I hear it in your new body of work.
You go to everybody else's house, you hear Motown. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Motown was always around. Yeah. So it's like, you know, you get all this influence from all these different types of music growing up, and that's what I feel like. That's what I attach myself to instead of trying to be like what everybody else was doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, I was brave enough to get some finger waves and shit like that. You know, and it's just like, you know, I feel like, you know, when you step into that, you kind of commit. You know what I'm saying? When you gotta kind of commit to what you want to do. And I say, find yourself, find your lane. You know, really study it. Any artist out there trying to, whether you rapping, whether you producing, like, you gotta study the shit. You gotta study the greats. And everything I do, whatever piece of music I tapped into, whether it's film, whether it's anything, I studied it first. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I just make sure that I know what I'm doing before I do it, and then I break the rules. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you don't got no type of development, it ain't always got to be what everybody else had, because you can have your natural talent and your edge can be what you are. You know what I'm saying? But you still got to study. And that's all I
Am I wrong for thinking like this? That when people talk about like the kings of R&B, am I wrong for saying that some of the kings of R&B aren't people who actually sing on the record? Because the visionary that created that record is one of the kings. Yeah, exactly. One of the king. This is the kings of R&B, and not just the people who sing the record, because that record don't get made without this king right here.
Yeah, and you shout out to the bands too. Like all these bands playing this music. Shout out to my band, the 𝐒𝐤𝐨𝐧𝐞 Band. All the bands out there don't get enough recognition.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? The people that be playing behind these artists, or with these artists, you know what I'm saying? They be working hard. And
absolutely.
They be making them sound good too.
Absolutely. And that's I got an appreciation for its entirety, not just that person that's in the front. I understand, like, I'm looking at different people. Like, I love jam sessions. Man, you going to a jam session, because they can just get off.
Man, I couldn't do half of the shit I do without them guys.
Man.
Yeah. Like, you know, I do my show by myself too, but like having my band with me, like, it's like nothing like it. Live. You know, nothing like it. And I think, like, you know, with the whole 𝐒𝐤𝐨𝐽 shit coming back, you know, they putting that in. I feel like that kind of opened people's hearts a little bit more toward me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Name drop your band real quick. The
𝐒𝐤𝐨𝐽 Band.
The individuals in there.
Yeah. All right. So
the drummer,
we got Doe on the saxophone.
Yeah.
We got T-Bean on the keyboards. We got Stephen Bland on the bass. We got 𝐒𝐤𝐴 on the drums. We got Grant Gabriel on the guitar. It's 𝐒𝐤𝐨 Band.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be sharing some more of that music on the Cigar Room. Shout out to all the band members. Man, I appreciate y'all and thank y'all so much. I don't know y'all personally, but I love your music. I love what y'all put out. Man, y'all special, man, and I appreciate everything y'all do for the culture. Y'all blessing.
Yeah, 𝐒𝐤𝐴 just dropped a new song too. I'm gonna shout it out since we talking about it. It's called "See the Sign," and the sign is like spelled like sine wave. So it's some frequency-based song. It's like real. It's like a roller coaster. It's like a different kind of song. It's slow down and speed up. So if y'all interested in something like that, check it out. Yeah, man. That's one of the things behind the Cigar Room here, because this show is called the Cigar Room, but it's in my actual cigar room, and where I vibe out, I kick it, I kick back, I listen to the records all day. I ain't watching. Yeah, I got TV in here, but that's some sports and stuff every now and then. But man, I just vibe out to the music, man, because y'all talk to what I'm going through, my spirit, man. Y'all writing the soundtrack to my life, and you don't even know me. I heard you listening to it live, I believe. And like, I wrote that like when the pandemic hit. I know everybody was going through what they were going through, and I just felt like I needed to be honest with that too, with the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be putting out music like I'm having fun all the time. Life is life. You know what I'm saying? And people connect to that, and that's what I want to be to the world. Like, I want to be a connection. I want to be something that, you know, can make your day better. Yeah, because people can hear you, but then they feel you. Yeah, exactly. In different ways. That's why I got that song "Better Days." You know
yes,
what I'm saying?
Sir.
That's why I feel so good. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Man, but
you know, you're going into now your next place in your journey, where now a lot of your own records are coming out. You surpassed the being a part of the groups. just being and being a making a band and getting your notoriety on TV, notoriety from people who helped create icons, saw the star in you, and now you get to a place where you're making more of your own music. The first album or body of work you come out with, it's now after everything you've been through, you put out your first body of work. How'd that feel?
Oh man, like the relief, the anxiety. Yeah. I don't think a lot of people understand. I mean, that's a great question because I don't think a lot of people understand how much people pour into music, how much these artists pour into their music. Even if they're not doing a lot and they think they are, they really, in their head, they putting their heart and their soul into this. And like, when we put it out there, you know, it's us and we damn near don't care what people think, but we really do. And really all we want is a chance to be heard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think it's too much to ask for. I just think it's a lot of music out there and, you know, y'all gotta choose wisely. But, you know, at the end of the day, each artist just want a chance to be heard. Opportunity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, that's all it is for, you know, when I do music, like, when I put it out. And
man, I tell you, man, you put it out, and I tell you, when I first hear the music, I'm hearing how you felt maybe at that moment, or what you seen, what you observed, and you put it in the music. People are being receptive to your music. Now is your different bodies of work coming out. Different people are being receptive to it, and you giving them something they can feel, and they giving that energy back to you. Yeah, exactly. There's people maybe different variations of it, but how did that feel when people first start being receptive to your music that you didn't even know? Yeah, and that's a great question, bro. Wow. Like with the Rolling Stone, like I put out this album called One Night Stand. It did good. It wasn't bad. But putting out Rolling Stone, this new album I just dropped, I really went for like I really went for like a good vibe. Like I'm about to have fun. I'm about to do something that I just want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it feels good. You know what I'm saying? And I really went with that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I did. And like who's the Rolling Stone? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, You know, I just kind of got into that zone. You know what I'm saying? And so like Nick Speed, he when I first came up with the song, you know, me and him been talking about working for years. So we finally linked up. And that was like one of the first samples he brought up. And I was like, yeah, we gotta do that. And Rolling Stone, I've been having the idea for Rolling Stone. And so when we came up with the song, we did a remake of The Temptation. Shout out to Barry Strong and Chef Strong. Barry wrote the song. Yeah. But man, we came up with that song and we started playing it. My boy Donovan Glover, he started playing it at Spotlight, playing it at a few clubs and shit like that. The reception was great, and I just knew, you know what I'm saying, based off my experience of being at them surroundings, I knew what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was gonna feel good, and I was going with my gut, and it worked. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So once I saw, I didn't really have all the songs for Rolling Stone, but once I saw how that was receptive, I just got to work, bro. Yeah. See, I like when you said that. Like, I wanted to have fun on this album. You spoke to how you felt. Literally. And I feel like with me, I look in music a little deeper. I look at when I get an album, because I've learned about music, I learned different things about it. It's not just the album. It's not just a body of work to me. It's a collaborative gift. Yeah. Because people different, like you just named different people that gave their input, their vibe, their frequency wherever they at, wherever they on, they gave to that. Yeah. And they put out that, it may be a person name on the actual album, but that's a collaborative gift. Yeah. And like everybody else on the album, I want to shout out a few more people. I got Flav, Kenny Flav. He's a platinum producer. He done did shit for Mary J. I got Gold Thumb. He produced on the album. One of the band members, saxophone player. Who else on there?
outside of me. I think that might be it. Outside of Nick Speed, Gold Thumb, and
Yeah.
and
Give them their
Flash.
flowers, man. Because, man, they deserve it.
And I had some musicians play on it. My boy Darren J from Chicago played guitar on some songs. My boy Pay Jones played guitar on some songs. And Gold Thumb played saxophone on some songs. Like, we really got down on the live music. I wanted to, like, make sure I gave people an experience.
Yeah, man, and that's great. I want to give people like that fly. Yeah. The Cigar Room show, man. This show is specifically about in-depth conversations to get in-depth about some of the people that we have on this show, and I just want to get those things out because I have an appreciation for it. Yeah. I think about these things when I'm in here chilling. I'm smoking my cigars, having a drink. I'm kicking back. And then, you know, people like yourself are putting out these great bodies of work, and I'm listening to it, I'm hearing it back, and all the people you just named help give me that gift to catch my vibe.
Yeah.
They help me through what maybe I'm going through, have a good time where I'm at. That's what it's about, man. Y'all help create memories in people's lives, man.
And I want to shout out everybody that's ever put me on a song, all my features.
Yeah.
All the people that's, like, you know what I'm saying, like, put me on the show. Like, a lot of them people, like, helped me keep going. You know what I'm saying? They kept me in the game. And I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be Dreyskonie without a lot of them features. You know what I'm saying? Even, you know, shout out to Meech, Forever Meech.
Yeah.
Shout out to We Got a Song, Have My Back.
Yeah.
Y'all heard it.
Shout out to my dog Meech.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to talk him into really just go. They have my back to go ahead and just, man, let the world get a different versions of that gift, man. Get everything that, man, because I'm telling y'all, that have my back, man. That's just speaking about that record real quick. It's a feel good record, man, but it's a message in there.
Yeah, it's always a message.
It's a message in there, man.
Always a message.
But, man, it's just, man, do y'all know how bad I can't wait for my boat to get back out on the water to go vibe out to that? You know what I'm saying? Riding around, man, listening. But this is a great record y'all put together, man.
And I appreciate that because it's like, you know, it's a good way. Like, you don't really know how shit resonate with people until you start hearing it like this. You know what I'm saying? So I've been having a lot of people say that, you know, hearing them about that song, and it's a good feeling that people love that song like that. You know, just putting that type of energy out. You know.
Yeah.
So. You know.
Yeah. Shout out to the international followers of the Cigar Room.
Yeah. Shout out to
I translated the message to somebody like, "What song is that?" Yeah. They way over the water.
For real?
Yeah.
That's hard.
You know
What's
what I'm saying?
thing with the Lions, man? Because, you know, I got a thing with the Lions, too.
The Lions?
Yeah.
So I love the ferociousness that a lion had when I was young.
Okay.
The lion, it represented, to me, it represented to the kind of, like, the lion, like, people look at the lion looking ferocious, but I didn't always see them as, it's like they didn't move unless they had to. But they gonna protect theirs. They gonna protect theirs. They also take care of theirs. You know, I felt like that about the lion, man. And early on, I loved it. You know what I mean? It's one of my next tattoos. And
that was my first tattoo.
That was the first one? Yeah, that's one of my next ones. But I love the look of the lion when I was a kid as an animal.
Same.
But I was like, man, I'm watching Wizard of Oz. I'm like, ain't no lion, no coward.
I used to feel like that too.
Like the Wiz, I'm like, man, dog.
That's crazy.
Like, but yeah, how did you feel about the lion looking at?
It was always a spiritual thing for me. Like Tribe of Judah, raised on that.
Yeah.
And like the same idea, you know what I'm saying? Like just understanding like what the lion represents.
Yeah.
It's like a pride thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a lot of, you know, even being from the city, you know, I want my Lions to do better. You know? Man,
I do too. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I root for the Lions. I appreciate the Lions. I got love for the Lions.
I haven't been watching.
But I'm a huge Steelers fan.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Steelers fan. And there's people that was from the city on the Pittsburgh Steelers too. So that's why.
My dad is the biggest Lions fan ever.
Yeah, the Lions, man. I'm always looking for them to make a move and do something. Seen my man cave, it got a lot of Lions stuff in there too, but I got a lot of love for the Lions. I'm hoping the best for them this year. We're gonna see what they do.
But now it's just like, you know, I feel like it's a certain type of responsibility to be a Lion too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta know who you are to be a lion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's playing no games with that, man. I'm looking at the landscape of the music industry, and we went from selling. You know, we coming up, it was tapes, CDs, and now, you know, I remember vinyls even. You know what I mean? The people, it was kind of transitioning out of the vinyls, but now we got streaming.
Yeah.
We got streaming now, and people get the opportunity to put their work on these platforms a lot easier now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Then maybe when you first started having to kind of get distribution.
I didn't even know how to put music out until you know, basically all that stuff started happening. You know what I'm saying? So it was harder to get music on iTunes and all of that before streaming. For real. You wasn't getting on iTunes unless you were signed to a label or something.
Yeah.
So
you get a lot of those. The streaming stuff is now here, and the seriousness of not just, because I'm a big believer in this when people talk about music. Mm-hmm. They talk about I'm an artist, I'm gonna do this, or whatever kind of artist you are, and then I'll say to people, are you sure you want to just put out music, or you want to be in the music business? Right. So it's a whole different game talking about the music business. Like, so can you enlighten the people on the business side of the music
Learn
business?
How to make the money as soon as you can. Learn. Don't get just so hype about putting music out that you don't learn about your split sheets. Giving people proper credit, making sure everybody eat. That matters. Knowing the business side of it is just taking care of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna go ahead and put in all that passion and work into creating a song, you got to do the thing afterward too. You know, even the marketing. You know, getting the word out. You know, fighting for your record. You know what I'm saying? Like, you did all that work creating it, put all that hard work, passion, and whatever you went through to have them words come out of you. You know what I'm saying? You might as well put that work in to get the word out and do it proper. And I just feel like that's what a lot of people miss the ball at. It's just music out. Yeah. And now that it's streaming, it's just all people just upload to DistroKid or TuneCore or CD Baby, whatever their platform is. They just uploading shit and not taking care of people and not splitting it right.
Yeah, you know
and
better.
That's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we already not making a lot of money off the shit. You know what I'm saying? And then that's, you know, for the people out there that's streaming and that's playing music, you know, the more y'all streaming, the more we make. If y'all not streaming, we not making no money. You see what I'm saying? And that's just really what it is. You know what I'm saying? And only other way outside of that is to buy the records, but you know what I'm saying? It's still people streaming. And so that's where it's at. Like, if people streaming, we can't fight against that as artists. You know what I'm saying? We got to go to where y'all at. We got to go to the consumer, but it's like, you know, people only listening to what's popular. You know?
Yeah.
You know, so it's harder. And radio stations only want to play what's popular.
Yeah.
Radio stations only want to play behind the scenes what the label paying them to play. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if they just start being more reasonable and then see people working, you know what I'm saying? And then see people getting following, don't hate, just help. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, I'm telling you, people need to know about that. Yeah. They need to handle their business. Please, all out there, whoever artists, rewind this if you have to, because this is very important. This is critical.
On YouTube, whatever you need to learn, like, for real. Like, I know people like,
go to YouTube University.
University, for real. I know, like, a lot of times you don't want to sit there and go through all the intros and shit, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you learn that shit because it's going. I mean, like, I don't think y'all understand, like, when you register these songs and do this shit right, like, when you die, your kids still eat 70 years after you die off the shit that you put out. You know what I'm saying? If your shit's still streaming, they can still make money off of it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like you really are putting your family in a better situation with this type of shit if we do it right. And people can make more money, you know what I'm saying, if they get more opportunity. That's all.
So, man, I want to get back to something that I wanted to make sure I got out of this. Your sound. Your sound. People, a lot of times artists are coming along and they say, you sound like you got this vibe, like, and it's like I'm a big believer in, you know, somebody being an individual. They sound like how they sound. If it sound a little bit like this person, sound a little bit like that person, it just sound. But a distinctive sound is also, I think, is a gift.
Yeah.
How did you know what your actual sound was?
I didn't for a long time. I was always like, even on making the band, two of the coaches on the show kind of get like, it's almost like they try to take confidence away from me. You see what I'm saying? I don't know why I didn't let it get to me, but it could have. You know what I'm saying? It was damaging, but like I felt like I fought to be great and get better with singing. And everything else around me, dancing, dressing, you know what I'm saying? I had to be the flyest when I walked in the room, you know, like all that whole mentality. I was around Diddy, he told me, yo, like, he told everybody, but he was just like, yo, the way you dress is how people see you. It's like a uniform. You know what I'm saying? If you see a police officer not in uniform, are you gonna respect him? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, with that mentality, I changed how I walk out the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Cause Puff was like a walking billboard.
yeah, like that's basically what he said. He was like, you your billboard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He said that.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, you gotta represent your shit. Represent who you are. However you want people to see you, that's who you gotta be. You gotta be ready at all times.
Yeah.
Don't be walking out the house all crusty, stanky. You're like, hell no, flip flops. You're like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with that mentality,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, I always been head to toe as much as I could.
Yeah.
With my knowledge. And as more as I grew in it, you know, vocally, everything. I started pulling pieces. And, you know, and I've tried things that, you know, like the R&B shit, like I've tried to venture in like the more like, you know, just like the Chris Brown and all that type of shit, you know, Usher shit, the boy band shit, like I tried it all, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think it was like more so grooming than it was anything else, you know what I'm saying? And then all that kind of got me to where I am now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of told me like, okay, this is what you need to keep, this is what you learn, this is what you need to stay true to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is what you need to bring back. All right, start playing the piano again.
Yeah.
I used to play the piano at church at 12 years old. You see what I'm saying?
Because, man, people love nostalgia. A lot of people.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bring that shit back. You used to play the drums. Start making some beats. You know what I'm saying? Like get on your shit, you know? So it was like more of that mentality. Like, let me bring all the shit that I knew how to do.
Yes.
And not to even mention this, but I didn't even mention this. My uncle, York. He was like advanced when it came to like all the music shit when I was young. So he was the main culprit that was like showing me everything. He would show me like cakewalk, like how to record on a computer back in the day, like all that shit, bro.
Okay.
Like, he was showing me this shit at a young age. Like, I probably recorded my first song at like 12. You know what I'm saying? 12, 13 maybe, somewhere around there. And with that knowledge, that's how I got into, you know, going to school and believing I can do it, you know, and actually being able to produce. And I engineer, I mix and master, I do it all now, you know what I'm saying? So it's like all of that shit, everything I learned growing is like grooming me to be like the Quincy Jones that I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, in the sense of my day, you know, my time. I don't think he way greater than me, but like I ain't conducting no orchestras yet, but you know, I feel like I'm getting close to being able to create anything I want that I hear in my head. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sticking to that now. If it don't feel right, if it ain't a groove, if it ain't something I know is gonna pick you up, I ain't doing it.
And you know, Quincy Jones, I believe he's in his like 80s now.
Yeah.
And I want to encourage everyone out there to understand this. Being an artist does not have an age group. Your impact of who you may talk to or speak to may be different, but being an artist is a lifelong journey. There's things you're gonna say to me and whatever you provide is in your art at 30, 40 that you couldn't tell me when you was 20. It ain't gonna feel that way. It ain't gonna resonate.
Right.
Cause you haven't experienced enough, or you may be speaking to the moment, and you'll never get that moment back. You know, I don't believe, you know, like even somebody that Quincy Jones worked with, I don't believe Michael Jackson makes Dirty Diana at 45. I don't believe that. I don't believe that he. I don't believe he makes Remember the Time at 47. I believe he passed when he was 50. I don't believe he does that. It spoke to that time. You know, he make Butterflies years later. You know what I mean? The way he could sing, you know, whoever may have wrote it or produced it, whatever it may have been, the feeling you had, the time that you released it in, you know what I mean? You Rock My World, like these records come at different places and points in your life, no matter where you're at. It's a lifelong journey. I was
just talking about Rock My World like last week.
Yeah, great record. Great record.
Video too.
Man, I couldn't believe they was talking about Invincible so bad back then. I'm like, y'all kidding me? Y'all listen to the same thing I am? Like, you know what I mean? I don't want some of the people that, you know, like, oh, I'm too old for this. Like, your artistry is a lifelong process. People are going to appreciate it. I ain't going to stop listening to music when I'm 70s and 80s. I'm going to appreciate now. Granted, some of the people maybe ain't doing it like they did before, but like, when I'm young, like growing up, I mentioned to you off camera, like somebody who I think is one of the greatest, Big Hurt. Yeah. Like, man, I love Big Hurt. Like, I love his music, loved everything about what he was putting out. And I'm like, his voice, everything, his delivery was top tier. Like, yeah, I agree. I still want to hear Big Hurt music like I did when I was a kid.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, or whoever I may want to hear as far as an artist, I don't want to stop listening to Usher. You kidding me?
Right.
Because he may be older now or whatever, maybe he don't resonate with the younger crowd no more. It's a lifelong process, man. I really
think
feel
that's
like
just
that.
I think that's a phase that people go through, like kids, you know what I'm saying? Or younger people, I would say. They're learning, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like...
And hip-hop had to grow up. Yeah. Hip-hop and R&B as a mesh had to grow up because it's not an old genre. It's still very young.
It's still very young, and people love it. Yeah. And they connect to it, too. And whatever they got out of it, you know, they got out of it. You can't be mad at it. You did your job as far as you can.
Yeah.
And it's our job, even in R&B, like what I'm doing, blues, you know, soul music. It's my job to kind of take it to the next level. I'm not supposed to do it how they did it. You know what I'm saying? And I can only do that so many ways. You know what I'm saying?
I heard Timbaland say in the interview that Quincy Jones made Thriller at 50.
Right.
He made Thriller at 50.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, think about that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's when he helped create Thriller at 50 years old. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's amazing. So before we get out of here, I want to mention one more thing that I think is very, very vital.
What's up?
The performance aspect.
Okay.
The performance aspect of being an artist. That is so much that goes into that. Like the members of your band, the people that help produce, people that contribute, they all have to be
in tune.
They gotta be able to willingness to give the way they're gonna give, for it to have the quality that it deserves. What's that like going into a performance, no matter what size it is or whatever?
It's always anxiety. It's always nerve-wracking. I can't get over that part. But it's like a mix of excitement too. Just feeding off in it, seeing how I can change the vibrations in the room. I can uplift the people. That's my job. I feel like, you know, it's a roller coaster too. You know what I'm saying? I love to make them feel something. Yeah. I can't go away without, like, I've been doing a lot of sets. It's been like at least 30 minutes to an hour lately. And it's like, I get something out of it, making people feel something. I think that goes back to me being in church. You know what I'm saying? I get something out of that first, then I put on the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, once I know I got you, then I start doing the extra shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't wanna just be shucking and jiving. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure you feel me. You know what I'm saying? Even if I do a dance move, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna make you want to dance. You see what I'm saying? And so that's where I am with my stuff now. I want to take it up a notch. I want to get more choreography. I want to do more stuff like that. But I want it to feel good. I don't want to be up there trying to breathe and sing at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I think people are so caught up in seeing the R&B singer up there dancing and shit like that. They don't think about that. Like, we really be up there can't breathe trying to perform. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to go through that. I don't really believe in it. I think it's my voice first. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, when it comes down to performing, if I have to stop, I'm stopping and I'm saying to y'all. I'm gonna connect with the audience. I'm gonna connect with somebody in the crowd.
People don't understand how much you give.
Yeah.
Man.
It'd be hard to remember all them words too. There's a lot of words. Don't judge me. If you hear me slur something, probably saying 2,000 words or more.
It's all good, man. But man, like I said, once again, man, I appreciate the time. I appreciate what you're doing for the culture.
I appreciate
and everybody that's involved and the band, in your band, everybody. I appreciate y'all, man, so much. And is there anything we should look out for, anticipate here in the near future coming from you?
Yeah, man, just keep I'm gonna keep shooting more videos to Rolling 𝐒𝐤𝐶. I'm gonna keep pushing Rolling 𝐒𝐤𝐶. I'm gonna just get the message out there more, build the numbers up on that. We got some great video ideas and some ways of repackaging and how we gonna redrop Rolling 𝐒𝐤𝐶. We got some ideas. We're gonna do some vinyls and all that type of shit.
Yeah.
So we gonna make it fun, but we gonna get the message out with Rolling 𝐒𝐤𝐶 this year. I feel like 2022, I just want to focus on numbers and getting connecting with more people online. Figuring out how to, you know, just make this put the work that, like I said before, put in that work on the other side. You know what I'm saying?
But man, I'm looking forward
to it out and just waiting for something to happen. You know
I'm looking forward to everything you about to put out, everything you about to give to us.
Yeah. We got more music. Don't get me wrong. We got a lot of music, a lot of features I'm doing, but as far as my personal projects, I'm just gonna focus on Rolling 𝐒𝐤𝐶 for now.
Yeah, I know them files is.
Man, I got like 5 albums.
The vault is just yeah.
But I got a lot of features and stuff too. I got a lot of records I be producing.
Oh yeah.
So you gonna see my name around.
Well, y'all gonna definitely see a lot of the content here on the Cigar Room and the Cigar Room page. Man, I'm looking forward to it, man. Thank you again.
Thank you,
appreciate you, 𝐒𝐤𝐶, man, for
my brother.
Dreyskonie for coming